Okay, understanding and how to use the power of the internet, being brought to you by ICI World from being on the internet for the last 20 years. And we're going to share with you ideas that you can do one of the most important things as a realtor, and that is to promote your own business, which is your website, which is like an office building on the internet, every bit as important as bricks and mortar office that you might be in. It's all designed to bring in business for you and your office, and with 3.5 billion people using the internet, we're going to show you how to start getting some of these people coming in through the portal of your website to do business with you in your office. Now, we've been doing these sessions for many years, since 1994, working with members on what works and what doesn't work, and we'll try to cover some things of why some brokers are getting leads and why other ones are not getting leads, and we're going to cover that. And some of our background from helping work on websites for the last 20 years, we've attended some world search engine conventions where people like Yahoo and MSN and Bing and Google were attending these seminars. There was 1,000 people in one particular convention that we talk about, where there was only 2 realtors in the whole room, one from California and myself from Toronto, and trying to learn about, how do you get these websites to trigger leads and, help service your customers, and you end up making money in the process. And we covered it for the whole week. Basically, it was a $4,000 lesson to go down there and back to the Las Vegas Hilton Convention Center for the week and take in these seminars where they actually would critique websites daily. And there was 4 moderators at the front, and they would critique various websites with screens all around the room. And so you kind of learn what works and what doesn't work. And the essence of it all is to make your websites relevant. That's the key, the word relevant. So if you happen to be in a particular neighborhood, maybe you should think about making that neighborhood relevant on your web page with the meta tags and the keywords and those kinds of things, in which we'll go through in a moment. But you'll see testimonials in ICI World. We don't go through them right now because we'll save that for another session, but you'll see over 50 pages of testimonials if you simply go to ICIWorld.com and see all the deals that are being done, which is exciting because it basically proves and serves that every single real estate broker and salesperson in the world can actually do deals through ICI World. You can do deals through other services in your own local market area too, but you can also do deals through ICI World. And what's special, you can do exclusive information that you actually cannot work in quite the same fashion on any other service in the world. And exclusive information, if you have listings on a real estate board, it triggers leads. But if you cannot get a listing signed to put it on a real estate board, there's a way for you to work exclusive listing on ICI World. And we cover that in an orientation session when you join ICI World, a one-on-one meeting that we have with you over the internet, much like you might be listening to this by video or even live right now. You can actually be plugged in from your own home or business office, and we provide little one-on-one training and support and setup on how to do all this good stuff that we're doing today. It is all cutting-edge technology, so it's developing month to month and year to year. We do appreciate your input and your feedback, and we really appreciate your comments all along the way. We also have a special pledge that everyone should know about. That is, never go longer than 90 days without either doing business, either a deal, or developing good business relationships with others. It's a way of measuring your success, because we find that there's always an issue for people that maybe have not made any money or have not triggered leads, and we have a checklist that we go through with you. And again, we do that by an appointment. We have an appointment calendar right on the front page of ICIWorld.com. You simply click on make an appointment, and you can make an appointment at any time over the internet. And then at your appointed time, 10 minutes before your time, you come right back to ICIWorld.com and you click on the webinar workshop, and we'll actually spend some time with you. It's much like a doctor's office, and we go every half hour right from 7 a.m. in the morning. You can also subscribe to all the social media at ICIWorld.com. Just go there, and I think it's right at the bottom of the page right now. Go down there and subscribe to it all, because we put tips and tricks and ideas. We put links to various things that can help you do business in real estate. And if you are a realtor, you should really connect in with all of our various social media and our world newspaper that comes out every Saturday morning. And that's going to follow up from what we're doing here today, but it'll follow up in the future to keep you mindful and cognizant of the fact that you should be promoting your website on a regular basis, and we have a lot of tools to show that stuff. One of the things that we suggest every single realtor get excited about is to promote your website with a passion. And the reason is one of the highest returns on investment of any industry on the internet is for real estate, and because one lead can make you a lot of money. And we've got hundreds of examples of that, and you've also got examples yourself, and you hear about other people in your office doing it. So promoting with a passion means basically almost daily. If you meet a new person, you should let them know not only about your website, but we're going to talk about a strategy for you, for every single realtor, to get your mobile website installed onto the phones as a shortcut on every single person that you know that could potentially do business with. So that means everyone in your sphere of influence. If you just think about the last wedding you attended, if there was 200, 300, 400, 500 people there, wouldn't it be nice if every single person at that particular wedding, I'm calling that one sphere of influence for you, if everyone had your mobile website on their phone, whenever they want to think of real estate, they can go to their phone and search the local MLS, they can search exclusive listings, they can search residential, they can search commercial, they can search your whole state or province, wherever you're located in. That's wonderful. If you can have like 3 major world networks on your website, not just the local real estate board, but also other services that you can add, and we'll show you how that can be done quite nicely. So this is your business having a website, and you should be sending all your buyers to your website. Not only that, but you should be programming your buyers to receive listings from your website. And that way, if you happen to have done an open house this last weekend, if you've got 20 people came through and 10 people were not working maybe with other brokers, you could program those 10 people to receive new listings that match the description of what your buyers are looking for. And a week or two afterwards, they get an email from your website automatically, because your website is like your front office that's going to distribute new listings that match the description of what those people are looking for. So they get an email at 2 o'clock on a Tuesday afternoon, and they end up giving you a call, and they say, listen, I've been on your website, I met you at the open house, and there's a house that I'd like to go see tonight at 7 o'clock. Can you set it up? Well, that's one of the most refreshing kind of calls to do, and your website actually did it for you automatically. So even though there's a lot of time, care, and attention going into our service to learn how to do these things, once you set it up, it's all automatic. If you're on an open house and you program your website, it will automatically send out new listings as long as that person wants. They can unsubscribe at any time, absolutely, from every single email that they get from your website. And they'll keep receiving those new listings until someday that they purchase a property through you, is the hope, and that's what can actually be done. So get excited. This is your business that you are promoting to everyone that you know, and it's a way of keeping in touch with everyone, because even if your customers has a friend who's maybe looking in real estate, your customer can actually pull out his website, pull up your website on his mobile phone, and end up searching for real estate. And to give you an example of that, I'm actually going to switch over to a phone to show you. See if I can do this quite nicely here. I'm going to actually see if I can switch over here to a mobile phone. I'm actually switching to a mobile phone right now. To give you an example of the strategy, this is one of the most important things I think we can cover right now, actually, is to show you the strategy that's going on. Then we'll show you some more things as you go through. Answer, assign, got it, thanks. Hang on one second. Share your screen. Here we go. There we go. Now you're going to actually see my phone on the screen of the computer. And there's the front page. So let's pretend that if it's your phone or a realtor's phone, and you're speaking with one of your customers, and they happen to mention they're interested in real estate, you can say, or even if they're not interested in real estate, you can say that I have a website. I'm going to use Raymond Correa's website, who is just one example of one of the latest pages that we've made. These websites, by the way, are $16.50, and they fit a mobile phone very, very nicely. You'll see that. Now, way up at the top of the phone, you'll see that there's a little hamburger. We call it a hamburger, which is the 4 lines way up at the top. I'm going to click on that, and you'll see the wonderful selections that are on these mobile websites that we create from ICI World that are $16.50. And I'm just going to click on maybe this one that says GTA Homes and Condos. And this goes for every area of the world, whether you're in Miami, Florida, California, New York. There's websites that we can create that bring up beautiful listings just like this, but for your area. And so when people can search, they can kind of go through all these listings and search through these listings to see what's going on. And look at this. All these beautiful listings are coming up on the screen. And so these are opportunities now. If somebody likes one of these listings, what they can do is they can actually just click on one of these, which I'll click on that one just for demonstration purposes. And when you come down here, you'll see that there's beautiful color photos up on here. And if I was to slide this sideways, you'll see how they come up on the screen. And then you're going to start seeing all these beautiful color photo options down at the bottom. I'm going to switch it back this way for a moment. And you'll see how you can see the beautiful interior color photos of these homes. So if you have a website like this, again, it's crazy not to have one. And you can have more than one website. I mean, you could have this website and another website, link them together, because really, in one respect, they're like billboards. And you can link them together. And so that if you have all of these kinds of properties coming up on your for your customers to see, if they see one of these homes, they're going to give you a call. There's your phone numbers. They're going to be your phone numbers down there at the bottom. And bingo, they can end up giving you a call, and you can go show the property and make some money, $25,000, $30,000, just by going and showing these properties. But the key thing is to have properties that you can show. So there's residential properties, and then, oopsie daisy, let me go back. I spelled it wrong up there. Hang on. It was Ray, R-A, Raymond. There's raymond.co.ca. Okay, let's go back up and click on that little hamburger up there again. And then this is the property search function, which is really nice, which every broker should have, because you can program their email address in here. And then after you program their email address in there, you can do the low price range of property, the high price range of what they're looking for. And what's really neat is you can choose the kind of property they're looking for, if it happens to be residential or commercial. And then you can specify the locations. And you notice that, for instance, around the GTA, you can specify all the locations around the GTA, and you can zero in on cities. If it happens to be, let's say somebody's looking in Brampton or Mississauga, you'll see how you can choose Brampton if you wanted, or you can go down and you can choose Mississauga. And what's beautiful about this is that this website will actually send out listings to those people until they end up buying a home through you. So that's what's really nice. And you can zero in on neighborhoods. So this website will actually send out new listings that match the description of what they're looking for. In addition to that, and by the way, there's also exclusive listings on the websites that we supply. And then in addition to those residential listings, which we've just shown you some of these down here, is I'm going to click on residential exclusives. Now these are coming from ICI World. And if somebody happens to click on Brampton, you'll notice that all the listings come up, and that if somebody is interested in, say, this one right here, or one of these particular listings here, they cannot click on those message numbers, which means that they have to call you. They have no choice, but they have to call you. And that's the difference between ICI World and every other service out there. Because if you can click on those numbers, you would end up getting the other broker, and then the other broker could end up selling you the home. And even though you found the property through this website, this particular broker that's got this website wouldn't make any money. It would be the other broker. So this way, by having the links from ICI World for members in good standing, you'll actually be able to trigger leads. Absolutely inevitable to trigger leads. And you'll notice things like coming for sale. Now, the reason I'm showing you that is because there's ways to work properties coming for sale, or if somebody says, I want to sell my property, but I don't want to give you a listing, but I will pay you a commission. Those are kind of things you can put on here, and brokers are networking this through all the other members' websites with something special called widgets. So we're suggesting that you need to set up your website first before promoting your website. If you're just promoting a website and you're not getting any leads, could it be that the people are seeing the address and maybe driving by the property first, seeing the sign on the property, the for sale sign, they end up calling the other broker? Maybe that's why you're not getting any leads. But with the listings from ICI World, that cannot happen, and that's why we think it's incumbent upon every broker to have it. Now, we know that you're in residential real estate, some people, but somebody might see one of these listings in commercial real estate. And if somebody picks a city, again, I'll just choose Brampton because it's really easy to kind of click on and search right away. You'll see how fast and quick the information comes up. But if somebody sees one of these particular listings, again, they cannot click on these numbers. And these listings are right up to the minute, up to the second. These are current active listings. There's some people that, you know, we do not delete listings here for 5 years, but the reason we keep them is for networking purposes. But for the purposes of what you see here, we actually on our mobile sites only display listings up to 90 days old, so it's incumbent upon every member to keep their listings less than 90 days old, or they're actually not getting seen on our thousands of mobile applications worldwide. So having listings like this on your website where the people cannot click on them so that they have to call you for more information, that's very important. So they can come up here, they can click on Contact Me, and then when it comes up, they can actually send you an email and send you the list of the numbers that they're interested in. And then next thing you know, you call them back. You can either do a referral if you don't want to work on it. If it's commercial and you're residential, you'll tell the people you can help them. I'll have somebody call you back, and then you get a hold of that other broker who's got that listing and say, I have a lead for you. Is a 25% referral commission okay with you? Now there's actually a world button here as well, so you actually can have properties all around the world, okay, on these websites that we've made for these mobile applications. We think it's just the hottest thing in the business to have current active listings. If I clicked on Canada and I just clicked on search, these particular listings that come up on the page are right up to the second. Right now, these have been put on today, these listings. They're coming in every day. So you can be checking back on a regular basis for these new active listings that are coming up. And about 75% of these are actually exclusive non-real estate boards, all placed by licensed real estate brokers and salespeople, because that's the only people that can join the service. Mortgage brokers can join, and licensed real estate brokers and salespeople can join. Okay, so that sets up your website in a way that you will get the leads. So now it becomes incumbent, how do you get this website onto the phones of all your customers? Well, I'm going to show you. On this screen, I happen to have an Android, and you're going to see 3 little dots at the top right-hand corner. I'm going to click on those 3 little dots, and you'll see that one of the choices is to add to home screen. So you need to learn how to add your mobile website to the phones of all your customers. And one way is to simply add a shortcut. Now, in the case of an iPhone, what you can do is there's a share button at the bottom of the screen that you click on, and you can add a shortcut to your phone that way. So in a sense, once you know how to do it, it's simple. If you don't know how to do it, it's not simple. But I'm showing you that where it says add to home screen, I'm going to click on that, and there's the name. Actually, we're going to change that name, and we're going to make it Ray. I'll just call it Ray for me. Oopsie daisy. Ray. I'll be deleting that later because I've got him saved actually. So I clicked on add. Now, when I go back to the main website, you're going to see that I guess there it is there. It's the one next to Google on to the right of where it says Gmail. To the right of Gmail, you see Ray Toronto. Now, when I click on that, bingo, up comes his beautiful website. Just like that. So can you imagine if all your customers have this website on their phone? So, excuse me. So I'm suggesting that one of the strategies that you should have for your marketing plans over the next year is to get your website onto every one of your customers' phones before all the other realtors get their mobile websites onto your customers' phones. Okay? And the advantage, of course, is that the other real estate people will only have just real estate board listings, but you will have more than just real estate board listings. I'll see where it says search MLS. We actually install this on all our members' websites, and there it is loading up. So when people want to search, they can actually search, and they can do the search on the map if they want, or they can do the search by putting in price ranges and stuff like that. I'm not going to go through and do that in the essence of time, but the point is you're going to have MLS on your website. You're going to have all kinds of beautiful color photos of homes on your website, such as we're showing right here. And then you're also going to have the exclusive listings in that button, as well as the exclusive listings from ICI World. So that's 3 major world networks all on your website. 90% of people are searching for listings on the website, and you will have these listings. Now I'm going to bring up on the phone right now, I'm going to bring up another website here. Just one moment. And Susan, I've got you. I think I can bring it up on my phone. Yes, I made it up here. Now this is Susan's website. It's not one of the websites that we've made, but it's a very nice website, and it looks like it's mobilized nicely. So this is Susan's website, made by, let me see, what company is this? Let's go right down to the Agent Locator. We work with about 40 different website companies supplying special widgets for websites. I'm going to go right back to the top, and it's very nicely done the way it's got all these different things, but I'm going to click on the menu, and you'll see when the menu comes up, she's made a special button called Residential and Commercial, in addition to other things that you see here, which is a great idea. I'm going to click on it, and let's see what comes up, Residential and Commercial. And you'll notice the first one says Business Haves and Wants. The next one is For Sale by Owner. The next one is My Haves and Wants, which are her listings. Then Ontario, Mostly Exclusive. And then World Commercial. Well, I'm going to and Residential Haves and Wants. So if I was to click on World Commercial just for fun, I'm going to click on that, and let's see what happens. Let me click on it again. And copy, download link, open in Chrome. I'm going to call open in Chrome, see what happens. Okay, so there we are. It's opened, and people can search the world on her website. They can pick an area like Canada, and I'm in Ontario doing this particular presentation, but it works for every area of the world. And then you can choose the GTA. You can choose a keyword if you were looking for any kind of a keyword, like in commercial real estate, hotels, motels, restaurants, gas stations, coffee shops, you name it, power of sales. You can do a keyword. I'm not going to do that. But I wanted you to see all the various different categories that people can search literally on her website very, very nicely. And you could search residential estates. You'll see the button in the middle, which I'm going to click on that and choose residential. And you'll see residential has been chosen. And there is a button called Haves and Wants, which you can choose the haves, for instance. If you want to see the buyers, you could. And you'll notice that the listings, you can choose to search how far back you wish to search. And we've got this default of 3 months. So make sure, people, when you put your listings on, you keep them updated, less than 90 days old. And what I'm going to do is to maybe search them and sort them. Instead of by age, I'm going to sort them by price. So we're searching the residential listings by price and see how they come up. And you'll see listings coming up, all sorted by price. So if somebody's looking for a home in maybe the $800,000 price range, you're going to see one there that's $860,000 that's coming for sale, because things sell very fast. But here's a case of a listing that's not on MLS yet, but will probably end up going there. In order to get the highest and best price, it's always important to include all the major services that help you get the highest and best price by exposing it to the most people. But also, it's good to get things out there to start building all that inventory and people that are interested, and you can do that by starting with coming for sale. And then once you get the listing signed, you call the people back and say, listen, we've got it signed. If you're still looking for the home, I can set up an appointment for you to go through the home. So you want to get through all the people you can and reach as much of a market as you can, and this helps you kind of do it. And so you'll see homes coming up here, and if you click on one of these, they can't do it. That means that people have to call you for more information on any one of these listings, and this is absolutely inevitable to trigger leads. So that's why we're saying you got to have your website set up first so that you've got listings that people have to call you on, residential listings. All of these are less than 90 days old, and you can actually choose to have them even less than that if you wanted to by choosing this feature right here. In fact, I'll do the less than 1 month old, click on that and do an OK, and you'll see them. These are all less than 30 days old right here because listings are selling literally within the, most people will leave it a week or two, put the listing on the market, and then say we'll have offers maybe on the following Tuesday. That's in a very hot market where things are selling right away for even more than the asking price. In other markets, this helps as well, what we're showing you. Now, in other markets, you might even want to search what the buyers are looking for, and theoretically, you can change this to a want. Now, this is very helpful if you're listing properties and you click on the want. So not only can you show that, but you can show all the wants on and it shows how well connected you are in the marketplace of buyers. So having these mobile websites, and she's got such a nice looking website, this is very nicely done. I'm going to click on the home button. You can see that all the choices are there for her as well for people to click on things, and they can search their regular MLS listings here by putting in all the prices. So they got the best of everything in the world working here for her. I don't think this website can automatically send out listings that I know of, but you can program them from the MLS, of course, but you have to do them yourself. The websites that we supply from ICI World can automatically send out new listings to people. The customers can subscribe themselves, and you can also subscribe them. But we recommend that everyone keep all of their websites because each one of them can be triggering leads. And as you go through this particular session today, you're going to see why it's good to have even more than one website because they're like billboards. And then along the way, everyone should have our app. You'll see it at the top right corner right there. I'm just going to cover that for a moment. We do these sessions absolutely free for the industry. In return, we do a little commercial on our services from time to time, and there's our service right there. Everyone should have that on their phone. You'll see the ICIWorld.mobi right up at the top. You simply type that in. It's a simple link is all it is. It's a link. It's not an app. It uses up no resources. And you simply add it as a shortcut, again, by clicking on those three little buttons up there and click on Add to Homepage. And then you'll have it on your homepage, and you can search residential, you can search commercial, and to show you how quick it is, all you have to do is click on 1 second to bring this up. Click on 1 second for searching commercial, click on 1 second to search the database, and bingo, literally within 3, 4 to 7 seconds, you get the latest listings coming up on the screen. Click on one of these, make an appointment, go sell it, make $10,000, $12,000, $15,000 or more, and go from there. Now, we're going to switch back over here and show my screen. And I'm going to actually, let me see if I can get rid of that one there. Hang on 1 second, close that. And I'm going to close this. Okay, open that up there and continue on. All right, so this is your business, promote with a passion, get every customer you can to go to your website, and you should mark this down, ICIWorld.com/ and the word RACE, R-A-C-E, which is a race to get all of your customers to put your website on their phone. That's what you should be doing, and that's going to explain the concept of what it's all about. The benefit to you can see is whenever their friends, anybody in real estate wants to search, your website provides some of the most options in the business, and people can end up calling you to go see a property and you make money. Okay. I'm just trying to move that other little thing out of the way here. Let's move it up here, out of the way. There we go. Got it. All right. Next, optimizing the websites. You can mark some of this stuff down. Links to listings is the key to having your website generate leads. And you also should have at least 10 to 15 listings on ICI World as well, but you should have both residential and commercial, and that's because residential people can do referrals on the commercial listings and vice versa. And it's the listings that trigger the leads. Now I know that things like the grass is greener, you know, and how to build good fences, make good neighbors, and how to have a nice barbecue, and all these other interesting things that you can have on your website. You can have a resource center that covers all of that. In fact, the resource center I think is very important for various things, such as maybe a moving checklist, events in your community, linking to your local economic development website, and so that your website in the resource center become a major information supplier service to the industry, and we'll show you that in a moment. In fact, I might as well just cover that right now. What are some of the things that you can be linking to on your website that make your website relevant? It could be things like how to calculate the land transfer tax. What are the costs for a lawyer? Now on ICI World, we have a special page called a links page, and the links page is ideas for resources that can actually go onto your website. And would you believe we're having a little issue bringing that up right now? For some reason, it's not happening. Let me try it again. Oh, I see. It wants me to log in here. Okay, let's do so. Okay, let's make it a little longer, 1 month. That way we don't have to log in every single time. Yeesh. So we're having a little issue here getting logged in. Let's try it one more time. Here we go. Log into site. Yike. So we're having a little issue getting into our database here right now. Let me just see if something's not working quite properly. I have a way of checking it out. And how I do that is clicking on search database. It should be working. Yeah, it's working fine. Anyways, we have a links page, which if you like, you can email us afterwards to customer service at ICIWorld.com, and we're happy to send you a copy of that links page of all the items you can be putting in to a resource center on your website. I'm not going to go back and try it again in the essence of time. That's called a links page. Okay, you should, if you put photos on your website, make sure you have a minimum of 5 photos on your website, whatever you do. And you should program every buyer once. Now we're talking about triggering leads from your website, how to promote your website. And this is promoting your website. So if you had an iPad and you did an open house on the weekend, get everybody to put your mobile website onto their phone and to have them, get them to program what it is that they're looking for. It makes it kind of fun that way. And then add the resource center. Now, without listings is the bottom line. Why should people really call you? So if you're driving traffic to your website and you have some listings, you know, that's important. Otherwise, you can be missing opportunities to do business, and you actually don't realize it. In other words, all the listings from, say, all our exclusive listings from ICI World, if you don't have it, then people just simply don't see them. You have no chance of triggering a lead. But if you put them there, the moment they are there and somebody sees it, then they have to call you. And we recommend, if you're a residential looking website, then you can make the commercial button a little further on down the page. You can highlight what it is that you specialize. If you're a commercial broker, you highlight commercial. But if somebody calls you on a residential home for $1 or $2 million, because all of the people that own commercial have homes, you know, you can do a referral. And this includes the concept of structuring to hide the addresses, which is one of the things that we do at ICI World to help people that spend all their lifetime and money building these websites only to have them maybe not being able to get leads from their website. And so the concept of having them some hidden addresses on some of the links are important, not all of them, because people will get frustrated. But if you can show addresses on some of the links, maybe not on some others, they have the choice, you know, and then that way, if they're really interested in something, they can call you. This is an example of some of the links that you can have on your website and to give people options to search. And these, we've covered the widgets. There's basically 6 widgets from ICI World that everyone can have on their website. And if you'd like to see what they are from your website, send us an email, and you can even request a widget so you can have a good look at them before you even install them. It's like having classified ads of a newspaper on your website, but in a way that you get the calls. The nice thing about it is they're from licensed real estate brokers and salespeople, so that you know, you can do nice referrals afterwards. We do have a FSBO link as well that the public posts information, and you can actually demonstrate that. Also, it's in a way that no one can click on the message numbers, only our members actually have the access to those. So the reasons why people don't get leads, it's lack of listings, not structured properly, and of course no traffic to your website. And that's what we're helping you to do. So we've talked about so far, you know, having an open house and getting everybody to add your website to their phone. That's a really great permanent solution. That's not search engine optimization or coming up in Google, which we'll cover in a moment, or pay-per-click, which we'll cover in a moment. But that's getting everybody that you meet to put your website address. So over the next 1, 2, 3 years, you should try to get everyone to have your website address on their phones. Now we've got some special training videos there, and it's called domain names. A domain name, we're recommending that one of you can have more than one domain name for your website. And one of your domain names besides your own name, which you would give out to all your customers and people that know you, that's a good idea to have your own domain name.com. The other thing that you should have is the word real estate and your local area of real estate that you're in, either the city or else it's a region. Like Etobicoke is an area within Toronto. You might have etobicokerealestate.com would be a good name. So if somebody ever searched for the words Etobicoke real estate, what Google does, it goes out there and it starts searching for the most relevant site for Etobicoke, and it's going to search about 10 different things. And we're going to show you, in fact, I'm going to ask you now to mark down on a pad of paper, and this is one of the key things for today's session, is numbers 1 to 8 underneath each other. Numbers 1 to 8 underneath each other. And we're going to start off with number 1 is domain names. So if you have the name Etobicoke in your domain name and the word real estate, if somebody searches Etobicoke real estate, Google is going to go out and search, and they're going to say, oh, Etobicoke real estate, your website. And that's going to give yourself some brownie points to come up over other people. The second thing you can mark down is the page title. So you want to make the page title also with Etobicoke real estate in it. Now, you can substitute Etobicoke for any city of the world. That's why we can help every single person in the world do their website. Whether you're in Orlando or Pompano or, you know, Tampa or California, Texas, Houston, it doesn't matter where you are located. Edmonton, Saskatoon, Vancouver, Montreal. These websites can be totally tailored for your particular area, no matter where in the world you are, including the Caribbean, Europe, Asia, the whole world, South America. All of this can be tailored for you, for your particular area, just by taking what we're saying for Etobicoke real estate, put in your city and the word real estate. And so if somebody searches that locally, you have an advantage. So number 1, you should have it marked down, domain names. Number 2, under that, it should be page title. Now, in the case of Susan's website, Susan, you can actually contact the people that made your website and double check and say, listen, I would like a page title and with the name of your community, put it in it, and real estate. And the same thing with what we call number 3 is the description, the meta description, M-E-T-A description. That's number 3. So you got 1, 2, 3 down to 8 underneath each other, and I'm giving you what to fill in as we go through here. Number 1, domain names. Number 2, page title. Number 3, meta description. Every website has this on their front page. And this is what we actually studied when we went to the Las Vegas Hilton Convention Center with all the major world search engine companies down there. They said, you've got to make your websites relevant. And then the first sentence on the page in bold should also include Etobicoke real estate. So those are some of the things to kind of get started. We're going to cover the rest of them here in a moment. Let's move on. Now, there is a list of resources that you see here, iciworld.com/resources. I'm not going to go into it in the essence of time. We want to finish within the next 29 minutes. But if you mark that down, we're leaving you things that you can be doing after today's session that can take you in through the next year in terms of learning how to promote your website. The session that we're doing today is actually packed jammed into 90 minutes, and it really does not do this session justice because each item that I'm talking about can be expanded upon. A lot of people are hearing about these things for the first time. We have no chance to explain them, but we're giving you a solid overview of what you can be doing on some of these things. And in addition to what other people can help you with, it really stimulates the conversation so that you can take advantage and start to become aware of what it takes to promote a website. Now, there's going to be things here in a moment you'll see that can be done almost automatically, and we're going to be covering those. But the next thing you'll notice, social media. You want to get the social media onto your website. You want to get Facebook links. You want to get the Twitter links and the LinkedIn and the Google Pluses. Get those links onto your website because guess what Google does? They'll go to a website that says, aha, you got Etobicoke real estate and all these things, but this other person has all of these other social media on their website, so they must be more knowledgeable about making their website relevant. So we're going to give them a few more brownie points, and they're going to come up in the search engine ahead of you, all based on having some social media. And guess what? Mobile website. That actually is number 8. Mark that down to number 8 on your page. I jumped to it. If your website is mobilized, you have a chance of having better brownie points than a website that doesn't. So when somebody searches Etobicoke real estate, there might be 1.5 million responses come up. And then the page title, if you don't have the page title the same, then maybe you're going to get dropped down. But if you have the page title, all of a sudden maybe there's only 700,000 with the page title. And then the meta description, maybe you're down to 400,000 people. And then with the meta keywords, which is number 4, the meta keyword, you can mark that down. Keywords is number 4. You can mark that in. And when you mark that down, if you've got all 4, it might be down to maybe 80,000 websites come up. So in other words, from 1 million, it can get whittled down very, very quickly. And then the first sentence on the page, bingo, you're down to maybe 1,000 or something. And that way, the top 1,000, you're in the top 1,000. You're still in the top 100 yet. But then if you add the social media and the fact that your website's mobilized, bingo, you can be right up in the top very, very quickly if you do all of these various things. So there's a summary, people, of what we've been talking about for search engine items, and I call it SEO 8 items to the top. Starting with the domain name, the page title. You can even take a snapshot of this with your phone if you're listening, and listening to this by video afterwards. The highlight, the first sentence on the page in bold. Isn't that a neat one? Who would have ever known that? But now I'll let you know that the Google algorithms are changing on a regular basis. So there could be some new things that they're even doing right now. How about this now? Number 6. Well, when you register a domain name for 10 years and somebody else only registered the name for 1 or 2 years, the person that registered their name for 10 years is more likely to come up because it shows that they're in it for the long haul. Okay, so you can see these are really this is like a $4,000 lesson, people, that I took that you're able to take advantage of now. Plus, in a minute, I'm going to be not quite giving you $100 towards your for something, but you're going to be getting the benefit of $75 just for attending this session. And we're going to give you $75 worth of free advertising with Google. It's not that we're giving it. In a sense, we're giving it because we're informing you that you can get it. If I said you can go someplace, pick up $75 and then go to Google and pay for advertising, that's exactly what we're going to be doing here. Because anybody opening an account at go at Google, you can actually start with a starter account where they actually give you $75 of free advertising. So mark that down just for taking this session. So you're getting 8 items to the top, mobile and social media, and there you are. Now number 8, you're going to notice, is pay per click. Sorry, I thought I combined number 7 for mobile and social media. Mobile is actually completely separate from social media, but I put them in there to make them all appear on the same page here. But the pay per click, you can get every single person listening to this presentation now or in the future can get to the top of the search engines literally within 48 hours with pay per click. And pay per click, how does that work? Let me see if I've got it coming up here. Pay per click, hang on one second. Okay, so I haven't got it quite here, so I'm going to just tell you about it right now. And oops, I'm going down through all of the rest of this stuff. Pardon me for zipping through, but it's going to give you a flavor of what you can be seeing here in a moment. And we'll be going through it fairly quickly. It'll be a summary. We emphasize different parts of this presentation, which is part of a full day presentation that we're actually compressing into less than 90 minutes. And so you can't really do it justice, to be quite honest, but because of the busy time schedules of everyone, hopefully you can appreciate what we're trying to do is to give you a quick overview of everything so that you can study this stuff in more detail on your own time. This is your business. There's a lot of money to be made. The highest return on investment is real estate. So stay with me. I know a lot of you are thinking a lot faster than what I am speaking. So I appreciate your patience for helping us to kind of get through this and share this with you. This is all designed to help every single broker make money using the power of the internet to serve their clients and prospects. Segment 5, how to promote your website. Actually, we've covered a lot of that. Now, I'm going to click on this other one here, how to market your website from point 2. And I'm actually, let me see, how can I do this? I'm going to actually switch to my phone, and I'm going to show you this on a phone. And if you want, you call me. I think I could text it to you if you request it to me. And I'm going to switch this. One moment, I'll show you what I'm getting at here in a minute. I'm going to make my phone the computer, make my phone the displayer of information here. Let me see, I think I have to agree to that. 1 second, go to business and go to the webinar and say share my screen. Okay, so now we're going back to share my screen. So I'm going to go to a special page that I've got, which is SEO over there, and I'm going to go to 75. There it is. People, you should mark this down. 75 marketing ideas for real estate agents. Okay, so there it is. Email marketing, all kinds of things. And let me see if I can get the address up there. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight that. I'm going to copy it. I can't even paste it in this case here. But if you could mark that down, hang on 1 second. If you type in 75 marketing ideas for real estate agents, type that into Google, that'll come up. There's a lot of great ideas here, marketing ideas from Google, okay? Or from point 2, pardon me. So you can market that. So there's another great research list of things that you can be doing to take advantage of the internet. Where it says here, start my free trial, the price to have one of our websites is literally the same as if you got it directly from point 2 if you get it from ICI World. The advantage, of course, if you get it from ICI World is you have our support. We're actually an official educator of these websites. We're a designer, installer, turnkey situation for these websites. It's the same price whether you get it from them or from us. However, you get all of our support as well. We're actually a first line of support, and we're the ones that kind of really help you with the design, whether it's commercial or residential. Every website, by the way, you change the picture to commercial, it makes it look commercial. Every website. You can make it look commercial, you can make it look residential. But that's a nice little tool up there. If you search that, it's going to give you more resources afterwards to kind of follow up on. Okay. Let's go back here. Oopsie daisy, that's not the one I want to go to. Hang on. I'm switching screens. See if I can get back to the right one. I think it's this one here. Let's try that. Here we go. And yes, we are back. Okay. We're recommending that everyone try to do at least 10 referrals over this next year. And if you're not generating leads to do referrals, you're actually not getting leads from your website. You should give us a call. Start handing out more of your business cards. In fact, when the springtime comes, and this video will be shown even in the summertime, why don't you walk down to the business area and hand out your business card and let everybody know you're in residential real estate, you do residential commercial real estate. Hand out your business card and say if anybody is interested in buying or selling a home in this area or a business, give us a call. Here's my website, and you should put our website on your phone. And maybe make it an hour or two that you go for a walk on a nice, beautiful, sunny day and go down and talk to every business owner that's in that area, because they all live and work in the area, and you should be maybe helping them with their real estate. Introduce yourself. It's great exercise. You get a chance to chat to people, and you've got stuff to show them, because you can show them your website by just going out and talking to them one-on-one. Say, I'm just in here for a moment or two. Just want to let you know, I work the area for real estate. Want to introduce myself and say hello. And you can talk about your website, and you can even get their email address and put them on an emailing campaign. Tell them that you send out an email once a quarter about what's going on in the area, new announcements, events that are happening, maybe some of the latest real estate trends that are going on in the area. It's just a way to keep in touch, and it's a simple email that you can unsubscribe from anytime. Start up an email marketing list. That's another way to promote your website. Open houses. Make sure that everybody that comes through an open house, let them know you've got a website that's got resources. You want to calculate land transfer tax, calculate a mortgage. All of those should be links in the resource section of your website. So what you're really doing, people, is selling the content that is on your website. You're letting them know that you've got color photos and slideshow displays. You let them know you got properties in every price range, and that you're plugged into the local real estate board, and that you've also got exclusive. Let them know about the content that is on your website. Now, we've covered that domain names is one of the big 5 that you want to have. If you want to search domain names, you can do it at GoDaddy. And we work with GoDaddy. We have, I guess, out of our 1,000 members, there's about 500 or 600 that already have used GoDaddy as pointing their domain names. We totally help you and get you all set up to do all of this good stuff. Connect your real estate board listings in. We help do all of that just for simply joining ICI World, which is a yearly membership, and for $3.19 or $40 per month. And we help you get totally set up with all of this. So placing keywords in your meta tags, and that's where the spiders are used by search engines to come out and crawl your website to find what they are, and then index them in the search engine so people can find you. Sponsored links, you can actually, we're going to cover sponsored links and pay-per-click, such as you start right now. Now the pay-per-click is interesting because let's say that you set a budget of maybe $200 or $300 a month for the next 3 months. You actually do a campaign. And I have a question for each of you that are listening. If you paid $1 per click, in other words, when you buy pay-per-click and somebody searches your website, it's going to come up. When it comes up, it's absolutely free. And when it's free, in fact, why don't we maybe do one right here just for the sake of argument. And I'm going to go to see if I can, I'm just going to open up a blank page here and go to Google. By the way, this is called a favorites bar. You just have to click on that and things come up. Everyone should have it. That way you never have to type in a website address again for the rest of your life. It's called a favorites bar. But we were talking about Etobicoke real estate, and let's just do that. Now for these ads to come up, these people here are actually not paying for ads. This is absolutely free. Not unless I click on one of these is their budget being used up. Now their budget could be used up, and there's the 0.2 homes people that we work with coming right up on your front page. So the exposure on all the networks that we work with, where you have hundreds of thousands of real estate brokers belonging to the networks that we set up for you. And all of that is helping to bring more attention to all of the properties. And bingo, if you've got your property on, with one of the websites we supply, it's getting tremendous exposure in the marketplace. And so there's an example of different websites coming up. All of these seem to be ads, 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 ads. In fact, all of the ads you'll see here are right on the first page at the bottom and at the top. And so unless somebody clicks on that, this is free. So your website can be coming up free. There's no charge until such time as you want to click on an ad. If I clicked on one of these and this person was bidding $1 per click and they spent $100 a month, that means after one click they would have $99 left in their budget. If that was their budget, and make sure you set a budget. Otherwise, if they clicked 1,000 times somebody, it'd be $1,000 on your credit card. That's not very good. So you want to make sure that you set a budget with Google AdWords. And you can go to Google AdWords and open up an account, and they will help you with the meta tags and the keywords. They'll help you with the words that people are searching to find properties in your area. And they'll show you how many thousands of people are clicking on all these different things. And they're going to try to use up their budget, so they're trying to direct people to call you. And by having the word real estate in your domain name, you got to be careful, because and if you want some assistance, you just book an appointment with us sometime. I'm going to show you how to book an appointment really very, very easily now with us. You just go to ICIWorld.com and you click on Make an Appointment. And when you click on it, you'll see the calendar come up. You can make a 30-minute appointment or a 60-minute appointment. And if anybody wants an appointment, it's absolutely no obligation to chat. There's no obligation to join our services. We're almost becoming like an association for realtors, and we're happy to answer questions. And you click on one of these here, and then you can actually pick a day. If it was Tuesday, you can see all the various times that are available right now for you to be opened up. We're totally caught up on what we're doing. And by doing these appointments is what's helped us kind of catch up. And so somebody clicks on that, then your budget gets used up. Now, if somebody clicks on that and they use up $1 of your budget and they call you and you go sell a home and make $22,000, was it worth it? Obviously, the answer is yes. So it comes down to how much is the pay per click? How much are you going to allot? 50 cents each click? $1 each click? $2 each click? $5 each click? Can you imagine if you were paying $5 a click and for 20 clicks was $100, but somebody called you and you ended up selling a property and you made $20,000? Was it worth it? Obviously, the answer is yes. So I'm trying to get you to think outside of the box. You got to experiment with this in your area. Now, I know that in certain areas, there's not the competition that comes up here for Etobicoke real estate, because look at this. There's 720,000 results come up. So they come up in a natural fashion is very, very difficult. But maybe Roncesvalles, or maybe Etobicoke West, or maybe a certain section, Cabbagetown or something, comes up. That could be a key word that people could search to have your website come up. There'll be less numbers of clicks but less competition. So it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to have the #1 place because you're getting competition. But that's why so many people here, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ads right away, and there's all of a sudden there's a whole bunch of ads down on the next page too as well. And then you go to page 2 and see what's on the next page, and you'll see different items coming up on the next page as well. So that's sort of how pay-per-click works. People coming up, and it's our job here at ICI World to get every one of our members to come up in the search engines of the world. So we sort of have a vested interest, because when you come up in the search engines, more people are going to be visiting your website, and more people are going to be calling you as a result. Okay. All right, now if anybody has questions, you can always address them to customer service at ICIWorld.com, and that's pay per click. Let's move on. We're almost done. We have about less than 10 minutes left here. Let's carry on. Okay, there it is. Search tool to get $75 of free ads. Go to ICI World, or go to google.com. At the bottom it says advertising, or you can go to google.com/ads or google.com/AdWords. So those are the two places you can go to kind of open up a Google AdWords account and then discuss with them doing some of this advertising. Make sure you advertise, ask them for $100 of free ads. I know it says $75 on the screen, but it used to be $100 at one time. We've been doing this for 20 years, so maybe they're cutting back $25. They should leave it at 100, the money they're making. Now, if you end up using up your budget with Google and they say, oh, well, there's so many clicks went to your website and you didn't get one call, I say, oh no, I would question that. We are all in real estate. We're approaching this from a real estate broker's point of view. If you're not getting the leads from your website after spending that much budget, I don't care what they say about how many leads I get. If I'm not getting the calls, you will have listings. Now, if you've only got the real estate board listings, there's no guarantee that you can kind of get calls because people can see the addresses and end up going direct. However, if you've got the listings from ICI World on your website and they say that you got a lot of leads going to your website, you absolutely must be getting the calls because people cannot click on the listings. Let's move on. You can have more than one website. That's the concept. They're like billboards. You can have more than one website. If it's only $16 a month, then why not? Promote your website in the signature files of your email. And you should also let them know that you've got residential and commercial, MLS and exclusive. Let them know you've got it all. Fax multicast, email multicast. You can be doing that. Fax used to be very popular. We know one broker in the East Coast in New Brunswick did the multicast, and he actually got 3 leads just from, see, when you do a fax, it goes right into their fax machine. Sometimes the paper falls on the floor, but they pick it up and put it on their desk. And someday when they want to do business, if they had it from you, they might pick it up and call you to do business. But you should get approvals from people before you do these things and let them know that you have a newsletter that comes out maybe once every quarter or once every 3 months. Is that okay if I fax it to you or email it to you? Get their approvals. In this way, you're actually building a real estate practice, not just chasing the almighty deal. There's your email multicast. That's very easy to do. And there's special programs that can do that. You can always contact us for those kinds of programs. We're happy to share that with you. A Builders Association, if you ever went to a meeting at the Builders Association and say, listen, on my website, and I'm just going to use an example of a website. Let's go back to, I'll do another website, Nadia's website here. You go to a meeting and you say, listen, and this is a builder's meeting, and if you look at under commercial, and I clicked on Ontario commercial, and you happen to go down and say, listen, I've got some residential subdivision potential land on my website. I've got 200 pieces of land from $250 million on down on my website. I'm going to tell you, you're going to have some builders that are, their mouth is going to be watering to see this stuff because these are lots where people can build homes. Builders are interested in dirt on building things. They're looking for land for development. You're going to have it on your website. You're going to have all kinds of things on your website. In fact, a lot of members that we have, you should go through your website and see what you have because you've got all kinds of properties for every different kind of person that's out there. And if you don't want to sell this, you just do a referral. If he calls you on this one, call up this broker who's got this listing and say, listen, I have a lead for you. Is a 25% referral commission okay with you? Join other groups, network your website to lawyers and accountants. You can put links on your website to various things. If a mortgage broker, you put a mortgage broker on your website, ask the mortgage broker to put your real estate website on his website so that you can be doing business back and forth. Social media, yes. What's nice is a lot of your family maybe don't realize how well connected you are into all of the listings in the marketplace, the buyers and the sellers. I mean, you got lists of buyers on your website, lists of sellers, and you got residential, commercial, exclusive, MLS, you got it all. Well, maybe from a family point of view, it's good to have Facebook and then maybe have pictures of your family from time to time, and somebody graduates or you have a new baby and you share all that stuff. But then you should also have like your fan page kind of linked to that with all about your real estate business. And then in your real estate business, they can see that you have a website. And when they see all the listings you have on your website, they say, oh my God, look how well connected you are. They might have a newfound respect of the connections that you have in real estate, because sometimes people feel that the family person in real estate maybe isn't as strong as someone else, when in actual fact, the links that you have to all these networks empowers you to be a lot stronger than if you're not a member of all these things. So by having profiles in all these different places that link to your website is another way to actually market your website. And also when people see your for sale sign and visit your website, if you can have these links on your website, people can learn more about you, and you might even have some testimonials and some of the qualifications that you have. You have a LinkedIn profile, you should have a link that shows that you belong to all these real estate organizations that have codes of conduct. Now that's going to be an element to trigger leads for you. People are not sure when they call a stranger, but if they see that you belong to the National Association of Realtors or the Canadian Real Estate Association, the Ontario Real Estate Association, the Toronto Real Estate Board, all of these different associations and professional designations help show that you are a professional in the business, and they're more likely to call you. That can help trigger a lead from your website. So you see, there's more than just one thing that can help you trigger leads. Now, the nice thing about it is, of course, once you get this all on your website, it works automatically for you for the rest of your life. The website is like a billboard. Once it's all set up, you make changes from it from time to time and go from there. Yes, you can take out billboards and radio ads, and you can do this pretty well. You can develop a press kit. All of these things work when done properly. Studying keywords is very good, and that's why we're suggesting you go with Google AdWords and take out an account. They're going to help you with studying keywords in your area. Be realistic. Don't try to trick the search engines of the world. You can end up having problems, and if you put too many keywords into one spot, it actually waters down what your keywords are. You know, you can't cover the whole area by putting every single city and every single thing, and it's not unlimited. It has to do with focusing on what's the main items most relevant for the work that you're trying to generate. That's sometimes another good reason for having more than one website. You can have one website concentrating on one particular neighborhood or area, have another one concentrate maybe on residential, another one for commercial. You could have more than one website. Keep in mind, these websites are like $16 a month, and they got so many listings on them that people can search. It's just inevitable that it triggers a lead if you can get some people going to them. Finding keywords, well, the keyword suggestion tool, you can do the one from Google. We kind of think it's best. We don't need the top 10 mistakes because a lot of websites today don't have these mistakes anymore like they used to. Linking to various sites and vice versa really helps. When you link to major sites like ICI World, your real estate boards, and the local city halls, and all these kinds of things, linking back and forth really does help build recognition, and that Google will actually check some of your links and see all the nice links that you're linking to and vice versa, and help come up in the search engines. So it's called reciprocal links, and mortgage companies, all that kind of thing is good to link to. ICI World domain videos, we have a special video, 22-minute presentation on domain names, which shows you how to pick a domain name, but we've talked about that already today. And a website checklist, you've actually got it. We've gone over some of these things today to make sure all these things are working for you. As we wind down in less than a minute or two now, we have a pledge that no member should go longer than 90 days without doing business or a deal, at the very minimum, developing a good business relationship with someone that you feel will be doing business with someday. Otherwise, you call us and make an appointment. Actually, I'm going to add that in there right now because that's something new. Make an appointment. And that way we can give you undivided attention, one-on-one, and when we do the one-on-one appointment, then we can actually go over any questions that you have. Spelling mistake, there it is, fix that. Hang on, there we go. Okay, there's what we call material defects, and we seem to find them on all memberships from time to time. A defect could be they've got a property in the wrong category. They got a property with they didn't select the city, or their website has got a link that's not working to the MLS. And there's various reasons, because when you play around with these websites, sometimes it can throw something else off. And so we have a checklist that we go through to kind of check how you're doing. And bingo, if you're not making money, you definitely must call us, because you've got some material defects. We can almost guarantee that. And we have a way of fixing it very quickly within 30 minutes. Have a cup of coffee, and before you're finished, we'll have you up and running, working on the internet, making these things kind of work for you. Don't give up, people. Sometimes it's like a Model T Ford. You crank it up and you got to get going. It conks out. You got to crank it up again and find out why it didn't keep going. Okay, and make sure I'm going to suggest you ask for $100 free advertising. You might have to settle for $75, but grow your business with Google. Get you to the top of the search engine right away. And if you've got a website that is set up properly is the key. I've got a lot of people who've been spending money and they don't have widgets on their website, and they wonder why they're not getting any response from their website, and they're ready to give up and throw in the towel, when in actual fact, you just got to structure it a little bit better. Okay, now let's move on. Your feedback, you will get a little survey afterwards. I really appreciate the surveys that you fill in consideration of us helping you to do these things. We appreciate it if you could fill in the survey that you will get afterwards. It helps us to design things going forward. So have a great day. Let us know of your successes. We'd like to be the very first one to congratulate you when you do a deal. And if you can remember this, please give us a call. We'd like to congratulate you on your deals that you do. That completes our session for today. And in order to leave contact information available for anyone that is interested, we do have a little special getting started. It's not a big high-tech service that we have in terms of price. It's basically $40 per month or $319 per year to get all our services kind of working for you. And the best thing to do if you want a little presentation is to simply make an appointment, and then at your appropriate time, click on this webinar workshop right here. In the meantime, I'll click on ICI World, and you'll see that our contact information is on the screen. That completes our session for today. Everyone listening to this will get a recorded version of it afterwards, and I will also be putting a copy on our YouTube educational channel as well. Have a great day. Look forward to hearing, and good work networking on the internet.